you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
We're back.
Welcome back.
We figured it out again this time. 2 in a row.
Hopefully it will work well because the internet's been a little bit wonky, so if you hear us stutter, it's probably not us stuttering. We're going to blame it on the internet at least.
Yes. So where do we begin?
Have you had a good week?
I did. It was just such a busy, crazy week. Work has been insanely busy, and we've had family in town and friends visiting now this weekend, so I've been running around. I actually went to the grocery store and bought food, and I'm cooking. Can you believe it?
Who taught you how to cook? I didn't know you knew how to cook. I didn't even know you knew where your kitchen was in your house.
I know, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So it's been a busy week, but glad to be back for a quick episode. We're trying to rearranging things a little bit this week, but glad to be here.
And what is the date? Because
yes, today is Saturday, March 19th.
2016.
2016. Yes.
That's right. Okay, got it.
And we are the Periscoping Sisters. I'm Debbie.
I'm Amy.
And I'm Debbie S. Reese on Instagram and Debbie Reese on Ravelry.
And I'm Indigo on Instagram and Indigo Amy on Ravelry. And I'm in Georgia.
And I'm in San Diego.
California.
I noticed you don't say the town that you're in. You're too afraid your little town might be a little bit too close to home. It is a small town. I don't blame you. My town is huge.
I'm north of Atlanta, about an hour.
Yes.
So Mother always says, be careful, there's some creepy people out there and they may find you. I'm thinking, no, they will not find me. Don't worry about it.
Good thing we have big husbands to protect us, right?
Yes, that's right. Don't answer the door unless you know who it is.
I know, that's right. That's right. So, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's watched us. I'm still amazingly blown away by the response we've had. We've had so many people send us messages and friend us on Instagram and friend us on Ravelry and send us patterns, and a lot of the people that have commented on YouTube and commented in Ravelry in our group thread have said that they came over to watch us because the grocery girls kept raving about us. So thank you, Jody and Tracy, so much. Yeah. And Mina, I had several people say, Mina told me to come watch you, so that's how I found you. And so we just want to say thanks again, you guys, for supporting us. That's and really also Melissa, Spicy Homemaker, has made us feel so welcome in this podcasting community.
She and she's kind of like I don't know, she's sort of like, feels like a little like a mama bear of the podcast.
Yeah.
She organizes things. She really reached out to us. It was very, very sweet.
And only after 2 episodes, 2 weeks, we just feel like we're a bit overwhelmed. And Luke, actually, I had the computer in my room the other day, and I had YouTube up and stuff, and he came on to try and find something, and he actually saw how many people had watched our podcast, and he looked at me, he's like, Mom, this is crazy. I said, I know. He said, it's kind of weird. Do these people know me? And I said, of course, it's all about him, right? I said,
because he pops his head in.
Yes, I said, no, they don't know you. Don't worry about it. He's like, he made some comment about, young teenagers' view of what knitters are, and he's just so funny. He thinks they're all old cat ladies that live by themselves, And I said, well, what's a cat lady? And he says, well, cat ladies, any woman over 60 that lives by herself. And I was like, you be quiet, young man.
No, I know cat ladies. I go into cat ladies' houses, literally, and they have 50, 60 cats. That's
I know.
A cat lady. Yeah.
So he's
just
crazy.
A teenager. He doesn't know anything.
He doesn't. I said, they're all just like me, and they're younger than me, and they're cool and hip, and you don't know a thing. So there.
He's like, you're not cool and hip. What are you talking about? Now, Aunt Amy is cool and hip.
Yes.
I'm sure he said that.
Yes, he did.
In the world.
He did.
Of course he did.
He loves his Aunt Amy.
Yeah.
What's not to love?
So one of the thank yous I'd like to say is, I don't even know how you say her name. Is Disoux, Disoux.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gifted Debbie and I a Quince and Company pattern. It's called Sister Bay, and I don't know if it's a shawl, but I'm just going to say it's a wrap because I don't knit shawls, and that was so sweet of her.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I mean, it was very, very nice.
And she lives in Israel. She's like on the other side of the world. It's just so amazing.
She's French, isn't she?
French.
She's French, and she teaches, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence the X at the end of the name.
Hi, Disoux.
Thank you.
So, I think we're going to do some quick group news, and then we're going to show some knitting, because we did get a comment from our mom. We know you're watching, Mom, and we take your advice very seriously. She said we did too much chatting and not enough showing.
Yes, she said, well, now that people know you, of course they all know us, right, after 2 times.
Right. Everybody knows us.
You need to get a little bit shorter on the talking. Too many words. You have to show more knitting. So we have to listen to Mother. Okay, Mother. But I have one. I just want to do. Are we going to do Life is Short? Because I wanted to tell one little story.
Okay.
Sorry, Mom. A little more chatting, just for you. Well, as most people know, Wendy, our sister, is in heaven now. And when she had passed 14 years ago, she left a 6-year-old little girl and a 14-year-old little boy. There she is. Hey, Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
And I thought of an idea. I don't know really where I got the idea. Maybe I just thought it up in my brain. But I thought this was a nice thing for, I know there's a lot of children that lose mothers and fathers. But I had made just cardstock. I cut cardstock in half. I made 36 cards. I thought of 36 little stories and little funny things about Wendy or about things that happened when we grew up. I gave 12 to Debbie, 12 to my mother, and I kept 12. And every 10 days of the whole year, we sent her daughter, who was 6 at the time, Abby, we sent her a card. So every 10 days she got a card for a whole year, and we wrote in the card about the little story. I put a couple little words just to jog our memories. And so she has 36 of these little cards all wrapped up in a ribbon.
I'd love to get copies of that.
All those little stories. Yeah, we really need to. Of all these little stories about her mom, things that, in 6 short years. And what do you remember what people tell you when you're 6 years old? So I know people have others that they know, and they don't really know what to do or what to say, but those are things that I'm sure, she's now like 21 years old, and she, I'm sure, has treasured that with all this. So remember, short, every day is only filled with so many seconds. So make sure you tell those people that are in your inner circle and people that you love that you do love them, because even though you might say, well, they know, it's still nice to hear it. So that's my little story.
Now, I don't know if you're having this happen on your end, but the picture is pretty bad on my end.
My end, it looks okay. I hope with the split screen, it's going to be all right.
Well,
a couple times it skipped, but
yeah. Well, we'll just have to. Hopefully, it all comes through okay. Technical difficulties. Okay. What can you do? Just keep moving on. Keep moving on.
Okay.
So, quick group news. More chatting, Mom. Sorry.
You are in so much trouble.
I know. Should we do it later? Should we do some some things first?
No. Okay. Let's
show some things. Okay. So, what do you want to do? Works in progress first?
Yes.
Okay, so
go ahead.
The main thing I've been working on and focusing on this week when I've had knitting time has been my 3-color cashmere shawl by Joji Locatelli, and I'm doing this as part of the Knit Along with the Grocery Girls.
All right.
And here it is. Let me see if I can pull it up and see.
Oh, that's so pretty, Debbie. Those colors are so you. Perfect.
So this is using Berimbula yarn, 3 different colorways.
She's got such a good scent.
What?
I said you have such a nice accent when you say that.
Oh, thank you.
Berenvula.
Bernvula, I think is how you say it. So I really like how it's turning out. I wasn't sure how this reddish, maroon, purpley was going to look, but it's really coming through nice. So
it's really, really pretty, Debbie.
Yeah, and I got this far. You can see my little progress keeper right here.
Yeah.
So I knitted from about this brownish row all the way up to here. And I think because...
Just today?
Today, yeah, no. All week. That's how much I knit in a week. It's pretty sad. Too much working.
For not lying. We haven't told one lie yet.
Not one lie.
How many minutes are
we are 10 minutes in. That's pretty good. So...
Okay, there we go. We're doing pretty good today.
I think I might make this a little wider than the pattern calls for because we're making our shawl a little bit shorter without all the repeats or wrap, as you say.
And I'm basically going to have to reconstruct the whole thing for myself. I don't know. I've changed it so much, and I'm not even going to show it because I haven't knit so much on it, but I have one less repeat at the beginning, and I have regular stripes, and then I have double the size stripes.
Well, you're using it as a recipe.
Huh?
You're using it more as a recipe.
Yes. And thank goodness I don't cook like that. I rarely use recipe. Well, you know, I'll cook anything as long as it's 5 ingredients or less. If it has more than 5 ingredients, I won't make it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So what's your work in progress?
Well, the work in progress, I've knitted, well, I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing because I worked on that this week and it's finally finished, but that's a little bit later. There's been a lot of talk, not a lot of talk, but there's several people who, you know, of course, because I Love You Wrap has really done so spectacularly well, and I promised a couple people, well, I've got to get, you know, I want to try to figure out the pattern for the Because I Love You cowl. So I just actually just started this last night.
Ooh, pretty.
If you can see, I'll hold it kind of still. So basically the premise of the Because I Love You cowl is going to be similar with the striping pattern that gets closer. There's going to be a bridge and then the color switch, and then we're going to have the same on the other side.
Right.
But anybody that knows me knows that I would never be able to knit that much stockinette ever.
You did it on your 3-color. You did it on your Because I Love You wrap.
I know. Yeah, but when you're going back and forth, you got picots on either side and increases, and then you have the bridge, and then so that kind of, and then I was just like, well, you know, I'm designing this, so I had to do it. And actually, honestly, I'll be honest, we got a confession coming. Yeah. Drum roll. The first prototype, which actually is, I don't know if it's going to be in the picture, the green one that I did was the prototype. It's not really like what ended up. The second one I did, we did change the increases, Debbie, for the real pattern. Honestly, I've never knitted up the Because I Love You wrap as the pattern stands today.
That's right. You haven't.
And Mama's done it 4 times.
You should try it. It's actually a really good pattern.
Okay, so I should try it out sometime. It's probably a real good pattern. So anyway, where all the stockinette in the Because I Love You wrap is, where it's going to be the stockinette, they're going to be it's going to be interesting little easy things. No cables, no major things, but I think it'll keep people's interest. And the yarn I'm using, I went stash diving. I'm using Mermaid by Berenvula.
Oh, yay. I love that.
Finally. Yeah. And I'm using, finally, what used to be in my doodler, and my doodler went padoodle down the toilet, and I taped it back. This is my Tink yarn from one of the sock club months.
Uh-huh. Pretty.
So I know the bridge is going to be a little close, but I so wanted to use this mermaid colorway from Vicki, and she is she's got some new bases out. If you guys want to go over there, I know her shop updates, you have to get them when you can, but she has a new base she's using, and it's very soft and very beautiful, and I wish I knew the name, and I don't know if it'll go down here or not, but...
Is that 100% merino?
Yes. Yes. and she said that she would be, I messaged her on Ravelry, and she said she would be more than happy to do some colorways or the same ones for the Because I Love You COWL.
Oh, good.
Just like the wrap. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of what I've been working on.
That's cool. So for finished objects, I think we each pulled out an old something that we had knit prior because we don't have any finished objects.
Well, I didn't knit this.
Oh, well, okay. So you can have a mom finished object.
Mother
you can have a
this.
MFO.
Yes.
Whatever that is.
Oh, that sounds not like it's...
Oh, no, that doesn't sound good. Ooh.
No, we're not going to call it that. We're going to call it a mother finished object.
We're going to call it a FOBM, by mom.
By mom, okay, FOBM.
That doesn't sound good either.
That doesn't really sound funny.
We didn't think this through.
Okay, I think less is more. We better just keep moving on.
Yes. Okay.
Go ahead. Show your finished
So this is called the Pleated Elliptical Cardigan by Sarah Morris. And it may be a little bit hard to see because it's a dark charcoal gray.
I remember when you started that, Debbie.
But what's really neat about
that pleat...
Yeah, there's a pleat in the back and there's like a smocking up at the top. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see it, and it has it's in focus. Looks pretty.
And then the bottom actually has like it's like an elliptical on the bottom. It's lower in the back, in the middle than the sides in the front. And it's 3/4 sleeves, and there's also, here, let me see, there's also a little pleat on the breast. See that?
That's a little hard to see because it's dark, but it's really cute.
I wear this a lot to work on top of what I have on because it's so neutral and it's perfect. Yeah. And, you know, it's almost like a little jacket that you can take off. So that's one of my finished objects. And then I have a new pair of socks here. I don't know if you can see them.
Love them.
Those are from Vivid Yarn. What? Pull them down.
Pull them off. Let's see them. Oh, yeah, that's the ones that you did leftover yarn. This is when you were knitting. We were in St. Augustine last year for vacation.
Yes. It was a sock, my very first sock blank from Vivid Yarn Studios.
And that's the first time I ever heard of a sock blank. And he's like, you don't know what a sock blank is? Well, I didn't really... On that trip last July, I didn't really know much about Instagram, and I knew where you could get patterns. Debbie just kind of opened my world.
Yes. So
the leftover yarn from the sock blank, Debbie knitted while we were at the beach. She knitted some boot toppers for Sky. Yeah. And she loves them. She wears them quite often.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so the FO by Mother. I'm not going to give it anymore. Now, everybody knows with my mother, all she knits is with green. Well, she doesn't. She's branching out. But green must be her most favorite color to knit. She knit me this sweater. It is incredible and has taken quite a bit of time.
Wow, look at those cables. Yes.
And the sleeves, I mean, they have the same type cabled pattern. I mean, it's just... It is absolutely stunning. And every time I wear this, I get so many compliments. And of course, people that know me and know that I knit, they say, "Did you knit that?" And sometimes I lie and I say, "Yes, isn't it gorgeous?" But then I can't help it, and I say, "No, of course I didn't knit this. I mean, I knit things, but not things like this. My mother knit this." Yeah. But, and I guess in our show notes, we're definitely going to have to ask her what that pattern is. I mean, it's got a collar. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. And Mom had said something interesting that I never really thought to do, but she said, if you don't know, and I do this when I do my swatches, she says, with my sweaters and things, so I remember what size needle that I use.
She told me.
A little tag, not a tag, a little piece of yarn that she would normally weave in, and she puts a knot. Like if she used size 4, she puts 4 knots in there. So she knows every time if she wanted to do it again, which my mother is notorious for knitting things over and over, and it wouldn't surprise me if she did do this one again. Yeah. Maybe not now, but she probably would have done it twice. then she would know what size needles. I thought that was a really good hint. It was a really cool thing to do. So
that's like before the time of Ravelry and putting your projects in, so you don't have to.
I know. Well, then
she doesn't have a smartphone. She can't just pull out her phone and hop on Ravelry and say, "Oh, it was a size 4." She, she goes in and says, "Oh, let me count the little dots," and she knows.
And when she gets back from milking the cow, then she churns the butter. But Dad does have a phone. Mom has a phone. It stays in her purse and it's never turned on. Dad has a phone. It is a flip phone. I think they will die with their flip phones. Mom wanted a new phone. They had to order her a Verizon flip phone because they didn't have one in stock. And I don't even know that they made them anymore. But I think she got one.
That's okay. That's okay.
Old people. That's okay. We love them all. So I thought that was a really good tip for Mom, I thought.
Yeah, I thought that was a neat idea, too, when she told me.
Yeah.
So, okay, next on our list is Skeins in the Closet. And we are going to, do you have an anatomy of the knitter?
I don't have an anatomy of the knitter this time. Well, I do, but it's covered up. I have to show you something that's under my cowl. But maybe we'll do that next time. But I do have an international word of the week.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to teach you a new word.
Okay, let's hear it.
I have a patient who, she is actually German, and her husband is American, and I saw him last year, and now I'm seeing her now. And she called to him, she said, Schatzi. And I knew his first name's John. So I was just like, Schatzi? So then he called to her. He said, Schatzi. And I said, you both call each other Schatzi? And she says, Schatz is the German word for treasure.
Oh.
So they call each other Schatzi.
That's so sweet.
I thought they were just drunks and like to do shots, but no, there's a little more to that. So I thought that was so sweet. So that's the international word of the week instead of the anatomy of the knitter. Okay, so we're going to talk about Skeins in the Closet and fun things we've got.
Yes, but just give me just a second because I need to talk to my son for just a second. I'm hoping I'll be able to clip this out. James Jr., if you're listening and you're on your phone using bandwidth, you need to stop now. Do you hear me?
Ooh.
If you are using your phone, we need as much bandwidth as we can for this Skype call. So please turn off your phone and stop using it, okay? Give me just a few minutes.
Tell him his mother on my end sounds like she's having a seizure.
Yes. I'm hoping it doesn't record it like that. So zip it up, turn it off, and go outside. Okay, bye. Thank you.
He listened.
He did. He's a good boy.
Okay, well, I am going to show something. It's sort of a Skein Closet. I got a package this week. And it was a Just Because I Love You package.
Who was it from?
I got out of the mailbox and the first thing I said was, that stinker. What is she sending me something for? And of course, Debbie is very talented in all kinds of ways. But this is Debbie. This is a card she made. This is one of the photographs you took, right, Deb?
Yeah.
She put it on a card and wrote such sweet things. And inside was a Juliana's Fiber, mini skein, sparkle pink. Oh my gosh, look how pretty. And remember I was telling you on the first or second podcast that I have this big graph paper folder that I put all my stuff when I'm designing, and Debbie laughed at me and she says, you know, they got computer programs for that. And I said, but I don't like my graph paper. Look what she bought me. Isn't it interesting? I'll show you what's inside. It's a knitter's graph paper.
I saw that on Eric's Sticks Plus Twine podcast, and I got one for myself, too.
I know. And the thing about regular graph, if anybody doesn't know, regular graph paper is different from knitter's graph paper because knitter's graph paper, regular graph paper, they are squares, perfect squares.
Right.
And as we know, when we knit, the squares are more horizontal, they're longer horizontally than vertically. So this graph paper is sort of like that. Very, very cool. And I'm working on my, because I love COWL, the very first thing in my new knitter's graph paper. So thank you so much, Debbie. That was very, very sweet.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Erin, for showing it, or she wouldn't have known where to get.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. What do you have? I have some other things, but go ahead.
Well, I had a surprise right after I got done recording our last episode. I walked downstairs and there was a package on my table. A surprise package from my sister.
Oh my gosh.
Look what I got. My sock ruler.
Yay! It's supposed to be her birthday gift, but...
So you got this at sockruler.com. And it's either for toe up or cuff down knitting. And it's got the measurements on the side. And I need to measure my foot and figure out where my little spots are so I can mark up my sock ruler. I'm so excited to use it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And soon after we recorded last week's podcast, I got in the mail my Art by Anna Sock Garden Party Cake.
Oh, Aim, that's so pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Oh my gosh.
And it's
love
so
that.
squishy and so beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
So it's a gradient, and you can go over to Art by Anna. You can go on her on Instagram, and her link is in there to her Etsy shop every month. But I think every month. Anna will kill me if I don't get this right. You can sign up for her. It's basically Sock Garden Party Cake Club for that month, and you get put on a list. And she dies up a whole bunch of ones, and she asks the first person on the list, do you want any of them? Pick one, and then the next person, and if you don't like any that the ones that are left that haven't been chosen, she'll put you on the next month higher up on the list. Well, I don't know what number I was, but the ones I saw, they're also beautiful. But when I saw that, I said, yep, that's mine, that's a keeper. So,
love it.
And she sent it to me. I love it too.
And I just happened to be at Joann's yesterday for something, and I didn't find what I was looking for, but I did find some other things. And I found some sock yarn that I'm going to use to make Anna's, Alpaca Anna's socks. Yes. I found, and it's just, I've never used it before.
It's
Sol Angelica.
I don't think it's Sol, because that's what I said. And when we were Skyping the other night, she said it's Sul.
Sul. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you for correcting me.
She may say that was wrong too, but oh well. Okay.
We're trying, Anna. We're trying. This is called Deborah Norvell Collection Serenity Sock Weight Premier Yarns, and it's a 75. Oh, I didn't know that's what it was. 50% superwash merino, 25% bamboo, and 25% nylon. And look at those pretty colors.
Hold them closer. So it's a purple and a white.
Purple and a cream, an off-white. Yes.
That reminds me a lot of some colors that somebody very close to you loves. Why did you choose purple, my favorite color?
Because I like it.
Okay.
And I thought it was good contrast.
Very.
Good contrast. You need good contrast for this pattern. So.
But, you know, some people were saying, and just be aware and ask Anna herself, when people were doing the bobble hat with the little sheet piece,
yeah,
and they were carrying the black behind the white sheepies, some people said you could kind of see the yarn, the carrying.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that will do the same. It just, I guess, depends on the yarn. You just have to maybe see what happens. So
yeah. Well, it's a pretty pattern. It's pretty pattern sock. So I'm hoping that.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit concerned because the sizing that she has doesn't go big enough for the measurement around my foot. So I might have to use a little bit.
That's because Swedish people have little.
Swedish
people have little feet.
They
and
must.
Americans have big walking feet.
I don't know why.
Do you think it's going to be too small?
Well, I think I'm going to make the biggest size, and I might go up a needle a little bit, so it's a little bit roomier. Okay. It'll be like a house slipper sock. It's not going to be super tight. You know what I mean?
Are you going to wear those in the house without any shoes? your beautiful socks walking around in the house on the top floor.
Okay, well, maybe I'll wear slippers with them.
Okay.
Would that be acceptable?
That would be acceptable.
Okay, thank you. So, let's see. We have still left, yes?
I was just going to say, everybody, the podcast, they have all this wonderful fiber and they show all these things. I have things coming in the mail. So, Debbie, I don't think we're very good enablers. What's wrong with us?
Well,
we could so not sell drugs on the street.
I know. I have a couple things coming in the mail as well. I'm still waiting for my hedgehog fibers. Hedgehog fibers. I know. I can't wait. I go every day, and I bet you the mail's going to come today, and it's going to bring it, and I'm going to have to wait all week until even longer, because we're not going to podcast next week.
But it wasn't March.
Yes, March.
March the 1st month.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. What was I thinking? What did I just do before we started? Where was I? I was meeting my you and me swap partner.
Well, go get it.
We're like 60 miles from each other.
What is that behind you, too? What is that over your shoulder? All that stuff.
That's all stuff from in the Etsy shop.
That's your dyed yarn.
Yes. That's not acquired. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Well, let me show you what I got from my swap partner, Karen.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. Debbie hasn't even seen this.
I can't wait.
First of all, I was laughing kind of hard because, huh?
I didn't say anything. Nothing.
Okay. So, anyway, the first thing I opened, because I do run, I just didn't tell her, how long it's been since I ran, but I know how to. I'd like to.
That counts.
Look at this cool water bottle.
Oh, neat.
With the lavender and the teal, and it's spill proof, and I always run with the water bottle, and it's not so wide, you can hold on to it. Okay, so that was really a funny thing. That was the first thing I opened. This wasn't the first thing that I opened, but this is right. She bought me socks.
Oh, cool.
Running socks.
Great.
That was and then a couple little things that were in the bag. Bath bombs that fizzle from Kaleidoscope.
Yes. Nice.
So I wonder how she got the bath bombs from Kaleidoscope. Well, I'll tell you right now, if you just wait a second. Hang on just a second. Look.
Oh, wow. You got to take it out of the paper.
I know, but I don't want to.
Well, I can't see it very good.
Okay, now I got. Okay, all right. Just let me cut the thing. And she got me 2 skeins of this.
2?
And she caked it up for me.
2 different colors?
2 of the same color. 2.
Oh.
I've got 2 of these, so I can make something that needs a little bit more than just the one skein.
Oh, that's so pretty. Does it have black in it?
It has like a dark purple, almost like a deep grape. And it's got turquoise, and it's got flecks of pink and little flecks of orange.
Oh, Aim, that's so pretty. Scoot back just a little bit and put it in front of your face. Because you're not centered, Aim, you're not centered on my screen. There you go. That's good. Wow.
Jitterbug.
What a cool
and it's 75%
card.
merino, 25% nylon. So I got 2 of those.
Wow.
And these little square stitch markers. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them?
Not really. Kind of.
Okay, so much for that idea. And then, hang on a minute. Let me cut the other one out of the bag.
This is such interesting television for everybody.
What do you mean it's interesting television? That was sarcastic. It is interesting to me.
Okay.
And everybody else watching. Of course, this is from
Haute Knit Yarn.
Yep.
Awesome.
And it's MCN, and it's called I Knew You Were in Trouble. How perfect is that?
Oh my gosh, Amy, that is so you. Wow.
What does that mean? Because I get in trouble or because of the colors? It's gray and cream with flecks of hot pink and and neon green and little flecks of neon blue. Isn't
Oh,
that awesome?
so pretty. What are you going to do with that?
I don't know, but it's mine.
MCN.
I
So
know.
pretty.
And so also with the she added this. I don't think this paint. Oh, there's my granny glasses. Okay, hang on a second, guys. Let's take all this. This is from. It's called exchangingfire.com. Look at these beautiful stitch markers.
Oh, wow. Are they light?
Yeah, they feel fairly light. They're these beautiful, almost. They remind me of Ann Tudor's glass beads, but I don't think they're glass. I think they're plastic. Isn't that beautiful?
They're really pretty.
So how about that for a swappy swap?
You did awesome? Good.
I did good.
Yeah.
Little baby gummy bears.
Cute.
Or gummy babies, I think. So so there I go. See, I have some things in the closet.
That's very good.
That was really awesome. Thank you, Karen, if you're watching. Hi, Karen. Thank you. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, good. So let's talk real quick about some group news. Amy and I have already amazingly, just blowing our mind, reached 1,000 followers. We had said, oh, we'll get to do 1,000 follower or 1,000 subscriber giveaway when we get there in a couple weeks or month or whatever, however long it takes. And we were like, oh no, we better get on that because there's, whoa. So why don't you tell them what you had thought, Aim, because I thought it was a really good idea.
Okay, so over in the Periscoping Sisters Ravelry group, go over and join the group, and we're going to put up a thread for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Right.
And because everybody, and people have been so kind, and you know, the term Wendy Sky, if you haven't heard of it before, any sunset or sunrise that is just incredible, and of course that's Debbie's shawl pattern that she made after Wendy Sky. They've been tagging us on Instagram all over the world. People are like, here's a Wendy Sky, and they tag us. It just warms my heart. So we're going to put a little chatter in that thread for when we do our giveaway. Either post a picture of a beautiful Wendy Sky, or tell us where you were when you saw really an incredible sunset or sunrise. Maybe you were in Hawaii, maybe it was your backyard, maybe it was after a bad storm. So tell us your story about the Wendy Sky that you can remember that really left an impression.
I like it.
And we're going to close it a week from today, right? The night before Easter. Next Saturday night, we'll close it.
Right. And then we'll
do random.org generator, right?
Yes.
And we don't know we're going to do it because
we need to get on
we're
that.
Not prepared. Have you thought about? We better get on that. We need to get on that.
Maybe we'll get some mail this week that we maybe can have something in there. Something. I don't know.
Yeah. Probably not. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so
what else we're going to do?
I had an idea for another kind of community building and sharing thing that would be fun to do. Everybody talks about organizing a swap, and I thought it would be fun for us to do a monthly birthday swap. Yes. Since we started the podcast in March on my birthday, I thought it would be fun if we would organize a birthday swap each month. And in order to join, if you would like to do the swap, we are going to open a thread in advance for each month of the year. And you have to be a member of the group, and you have to put your birthday in your profile in Ravelry. You don't have to put the year, just the month and the day.
Right.
And then for each month, at the beginning of the month, we will open the thread. We'll let it open for about a week, and then we'll pair people together so you can wish your birthday partner a happy birthday. And we'll do a happy birthday swap each month. So since we started in March, we'll do March and April kind of together. They'll end up overlapping a little bit.
Okay.
I don't want to skip March because March was our first month. So I'm going to open a March thread after we're done here. Maybe it'll go up there tomorrow.
What about people in February? They have to wait. The people in February have to wait all year.
They have to wait all year.
And if I see somebody with their name in every single month, you're going to be in trouble. Don't do that.
So when you sign up, if you'd like to participate, please put in there if you're okay with doing an international swap. If you want domestic only, just say domestic only, please, and we will do our best to pair people that are only within the U.S. Right. If it ends up being an odd number, then Amy and I will swap with the odd man out every other month or whatever, okay? So I'll open the thread.
We have to have rules, Debbie, like, what are we swapping? And we'll have to think about that.
Either that, or we can leave it up to the partners, because once you're paired, you can contact your partner and you guys can decide whether you want to put a number, dollar.
That's good. I mean, if they want to do,
you want to do a dollar amount,
or do fiber or spending or whatever.
Our point is just to get the community together, to get you guys matched up, and you guys can figure it out from there, how you want to do it. I really like what Christine Kelly did. She actually, on her Ravelry page, she really enjoys doing swaps. So she put on her Ravelry profile all the things that she likes and would prefer not to.
All the things she loves.
Yes, on her Ravelry profile. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I'm going to do March. I'll leave it open until next Saturday, this next week for March. And then at the last couple days of March, I'll open April, and we'll close that after the first week of April.
Okay.
So head on over there in the next few days if you're a March or April birthday, and I will match you up, and it'll be fun.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
That's a new thing. I haven't heard of that yet.
Yeah, a little bit different.
That was a good idea.
Thank you. Thank you. Boy, we're being so nice to each other. What are people going to think?
I know they're going to stop watching us.
I hope not. I hope not.
Lying or arguing. What's the point of even watching the podcast anymore? We're being very kind.
We're practicing what we preach.
We're practicing what we preach. That's right.
So, I think the only thing else we have to talk about is Humble Happenings. And you want to go first?
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
So I finally, for the 10th time, knit my own pattern that nobody else has. I mean, it's that enjoyable. I have not yet knitted the Because I Love You wrap as the pattern stands for everybody else, but I've knit this thing at least 5 or 6 times. You can see they're all stacked up over there. So this is the actual, this is the Wendy box, no, Wendy, see, I don't even know.
Wendy's flower box.
Box cowl, yeah. And
hold it still.
Sorry.
So pretty, Aim.
Can I move now?
Yes, you can move now. You look like the screen is frozen. So this is...
You thought it was frozen. You were like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do?
I think it was frozen for a minute.
The colors, the yarns that I'm going to recommend are from, huh?
I think it was frozen for a minute.
Oh, really? See, that's why we got to keep talking and chattering so it doesn't freeze.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is actually going to, I have to get some pictures of this because I think this is the one that's going to go on the pictures for the pattern. And this, I'm going to recommend Dancing Dog Dye Works. Michelle's yarns are absolutely exquisite. It is a worsted weight yarn. But I thought it was really cool that it just so happened that this combination is real springy and it's not too tight, it's not too loose, and it takes literally, if you have a rainy day on Saturday and you have 7 or 8 hours, you can knit it up and it's done. I mean, I've done it several times.
So pretty.
That's that. Huh?
It's so pretty.
Thank you. So do you have any bags to show? I bet the answer is no.
The answer is no.
But you have tags to show.
I do. And they're...
Yes?
It's a lesson learned because they're not what I had envisioned. But I'm going to use them anyway because I'm trying to get over my perfectionist tendencies. So I'm going to use them anyway. And those of you who get these tags, you will feel very special because they won't be used again.
Won't be anymore. Once they're gone, they're done.
Once they're gone, they're gone. So I'll tell you what I learned. You know, they always say photo ready. send your image photo ready and they will print it. Well,
Right.
my photo ready image had a box around it to represent the 1-inch by 2-inch limits of what should be printed. Well, they took that box and they shrunk it down so it was part of the image, which wasn't what I wanted. But this is what I ended up with. And that's okay. I mean, live and learn. It's my fault. They said photo ready. So I don't know if you can see that.
Hold it still.
I'm trying.
I still think it looks fine.
Well,
is it the size you wanted?
It got shrunk down because they got the box to fit inside. So it's smaller than what I wanted. It'll work. It's fine. But the next round, I think, will be a little bit bigger and a little better, a little clearer. So, we'll see.
Is the material of the fabric, it almost looks like, I don't know what kind of fabric that it's not smooth.
No, it's cotton twill. Ribbon, it's called.
That's why.
Cotton twill. Yeah.
You know how I'm about cotton.
Well,
get over it.
I don't know how well it would look
on,
it's because I'm doing like a little D-ring in the side, I think. I didn't want to use.
Yeah, it's gonna hold up well, Debbie.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit sturdier than like a silky kind of ribbon. So
yeah.
That's all. And I just also wanted to thank everybody again. There's been a little bit of chatter in the chatter thread for my Wendy Sky shawl, and the sales are doing pretty well.
There's been more chatter about bags and how people go over to the Etsy shop and they say there's no bags in there.
I've had a lot of people favorite my shop, and I have a full-time job and it takes a lot of time, but I will once I get these
priorities, woman. Priorities.
I know, I'm trying. I have family, too.
So let me show a couple of the yarns. I know. Well, I'm going to show a couple of the yarns that are in our Etsy shop.
Okay.
So I have good lighting. This is called Copper Fox.
Oh, so pretty, Aim.
Kool-Aid over dye. It is soft. It's the Heritage Cascade 7525. Those covers came out pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the other one I was just going to show, this is called Beyond Atlantis. And this is the Cascade, this is the Sport.
Oh, that's pretty.
Not pretty? That came out nice.
That's like a gradient. Like both of those are gradient. I wonder how that's going to knit up. That is really pretty.
Thank you.
So nice.
So anyway, they're here for the taking.
Yay.
If you'd like. That's all I have for Humble Happenings.
Yeah. So I think we're done.
So I'm going to try to get some pictures, since it's a really nice time probably of the day to get some pictures. And then I'm going to need your help, Debbie, because Debbie was kind of the creative person behind the Because I Love You wrap and getting all the pictures on the pattern and doing all that, because I didn't have my new Surface that I was working on. I had an old laptop, so you're going to have to teach me how to transfer pictures and all that. But I'd like to try to get this pattern up on Ravelry this week. So
it's not hard. You just go into the Word document and you just say insert image, and you just get the image and stick it in there.
And here I thought it was really, really a big deal. Now I think less of you, that you weren't doing so much work.
Well, it's not that simple. It takes a little bit to get it.
It's not that simple.
You can figure it out. I will help you.
Okay. I'll take.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes. Well, we did really well today. We're at about 48 minutes, which is perfect because we're under an hour.
Perfect.
Yes. I'm hoping that it doesn't take a million years to upload. And since we didn't have a ton of things that we were talking about and showing of too much, maybe the little down here won't take me so long this time. And I don't know when I'll be able to edit it. Huh?
Maybe we won't get in trouble with Mom because we did show a lot of fiber, and she would tell us maybe we weren't too chatty.
Yes.
Gotta stay in good graces with Mother.
I'll try and find a funny photo, another photo of Wendy. That's another thing I wanted to just mention. I totally surprised Amy last week by putting those pictures in. But, we talk about Wendy, and she's here for us, and we know her, and we've had so many people reach out to us and just say, gosh, I don't have a sister, but I feel like you guys are my sisters. And that's such a huge compliment, you guys. Huge compliment. And, you know, we just feel so blessed to be able to share Wendy with the world and have you guys get to know her through us. And I just really felt compelled that one of the best ways to do that was to show you who she was and show you a couple of her crazy pictures. And Amy, that last picture that I had on there with you guys going like that to each other, and you had just talked about the hitchhiker thumb on that episode, and then you guys were like, I just thought that was perfect. I don't know how I found that picture, but I'm going to need to go up to mom and dad's and take some more pictures of some old shots that we have. But
old photo albums.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Debbie, when is your Wendy's Sky shawl knit along end?
Not till May 31st. I did a nice long 3-month.
Right.
Yeah, 3-month knit along. So there's plenty of time. If you guys still want to join, feel free to join. Tag me on Instagram. Wendy's Sky Shawl is the hashtag. Put your pictures in the chatter thread. One gal bought this. She called it reminded her of the Northern Lights. It's a variegated that she's using with a really dark color. I think the dark color is like a midnight blue or a black, and it looks really pretty. So, yeah. So that's all we've got this week, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
What do we say at the end?
Okay, well, I just want to say we know there's lots of new podcasts and lots of old podcasts and lots of great people out there in this knitting community. So thank you so much for spending your time with us. We really do appreciate it. We love hanging out with you guys, and we won't be here next week for Easter because we're both kind of got a lot going on, but we'll be here the week after that.
Yeah. We haven't done a high five. Let's try it again because we didn't really connect last time.
Wait.
Okay. So if you can't be kind,
then just be quiet. Bye.
Bye, guys. See you later. Mwah.